On the news, Imo State Governor briefs on outcome of Buhari's meeting with APC governors, says Nigeria's constitution not against Muslim ticket for the presidential election. APC presidential candidate Bola Tinubu National Chairman Abdullahi Adamu storms Ekiti ahead of Saturday's governorship election. And House of Reps Speaker Gbajabiamila condemns delegate system in party primaries, says reps not given a fair shot. Many thanks for joining us on News Now. I am Folashade Ogurinde. Amid speculations of a Muslim presidential ticket in the All Progressives Congress, APC, the Imo State Governor, Hope Uzodinma, said the country's constitution does not recognize religion as a factor in the choice of a running mate. The governor said this on Tuesday while speaking with journalists at the State House after a meeting with President Muhammadu Buhari. Uzodinma, who served as co-chairman of the recent APC Convention Committee, said the focus should be on uniting the country and providing good governance. The governor maintained that the prerogative of picking a running mate lies with the candidate and not the governors.
Southeast is not meant for running mates. What we wanted as a zone was to be the president of Nigeria. And I was convinced that it was proper for us to ask for it. But in this business, it's partisan democracy. The minority will have their view, but the majority will have their way. In the wisdom of the delegates that elected the presidential candidate, a candidate has emerged. Our party, APC, will now come together, work for our candidate, and produce the next president. There is nowhere in the Constitution of the Federal Republic of Nigeria where religion is a factor or a characteristic as to who becomes the president or who becomes the running mate. But we are looking for a united Nigeria where governance will be the issue, where a president will be judged by his capacity to deliver democratic dividends, develop Nigeria to look like other parts of the Western world where democracy is working. I don't want us to reduce governance in Nigeria to certain things that will encourage divisiveness. Rather, we should be a united Nigeria, be our brothers' keepers, have a president of Nigeria that will be a president representing every tribe, every religion, every denomination. Yes. And when we get there, we'll cross the bridge. The decision also to choose a running mate does not reside with any of us or the governors. It is the presidential candidate that will look at the local characteristics and every factors, political and apolitical, that will make him win his election and take the decision.
Dignitaries and leaders in the ruling All Progressives Congress, APC, including the party's presidential candidate Bola Ahmed Tinubu, have stormed Ado-Ekiti, the Ekiti state capital, to rally support for the party's candidate Biodun Oyebanji in Saturday's governorship election. The APC mega rally, meant to boost Oyebanji's chances in the election, also has in attendance the party's national chairman Abdullahi Adamu, APC governors and other critical stakeholders in the party. Speaking at the rally, the presidential candidates of the party in the 2023 presidential election, Bola Tinubu, urged the people of the state to vote for the APC in Ekiti State and in the 2023 presidential election.
We started the revolution since then. And here we are. We succeeded in 2015. We got parking, the Poverty Development Party. You hear me? We got parking Poverty Development Party, PDP. They banned. We are about to bury them. In 2019, they told us they wanted to survive. We said, no more cockroaches. All the brood must be out.
Ekiti State in southwest Nigeria is warming up to elect a new governor in a few days as incumbent Governor Kayode Fayemi winds up his tenure. In the forthcoming polls, 6 candidates from different political parties, including the ruling All Progressives Congress, APC, and the main opposition People's Democratic Party, PDP, will be on the ballot boxes, testing their popularity among the people. Meanwhile, some Nigerians are of the opinion that the Ekiti State off-cycle election will put to test all claims of reforms and strategic policy implementations of INEC and also offer an opportunity to assess how the 2023 general elections will span out. Joining me to discuss this further is political affairs analyst and election observer Nelson Ekujimi. Thank you very much, as always, for joining us. Now, with the Ekiti governorship general election just a few days away, what are your expectations for the electoral process? Do you expect a violence-free election?
Oh, absolutely, because I know that the security apparatus will be fully deployed. And like you have rightly said, this will be a litmus test for INEC to see how prepared they are for the 2023 general elections. So Ekiti presents a window of opportunity for INEC to improve on the beavers, as well as to see how the turnout of people will be. We expect that come Saturday, June 18, 2022, the people of Ekiti State will troop out in their large numbers to the various polling units to elect a governor that will take over from Governor Kayode Fayemi when his tenure expires.
So we understand that you're currently in Ekiti State to observe the election on Saturday. But what is the mood of the people in the states like? Do you think they're ready to exercise their electoral franchise?
Oh, absolutely. Ekiti people have never shied away from exercising their franchise when election comes. The mood out there now is one of festivity. The people have only one thing in mind for Saturday, and it is to go and cast their votes. The young, the old, the elderly, everybody is prepared. And you can see it in them. There's no tension anywhere. It's all about, oh, we are going to elect who will preside over our affairs for the next 4 years. And we cannot, but, we all have to wish the people of Ekiti State a free, fair, violence-free, and successful governorship election come Saturday.
Political affairs analyst and election observer Nelson Ekujimi, thank you very much for your contribution. Thank you for coming. And to legislative matters, President of the Senate, Hamad Lawan, has called on lawmakers to stay committed to the political system of their respective parties, not minding the outcome of the just concluded primaries. The Senate President made the remark on Tuesday in an address delivered to welcome members of the upper chamber back from the break. The upper chamber suspended plenary on Wednesday, May 11, 2022, to enable lawmakers participate in the primaries of political parties. Lawan, in his welcome address, also underscored the need for the Senate to prioritize the nation's security challenges, as well as undertake further amendment of the Electoral Act of 2022.
We have participated in the party primaries at various levels. We have recorded different results from those activities. But as politicians, it is never over until it is over. We should continue to support the political system that we believe in, but on the whole, our commitment to ensuring that this democracy benefits from legislative interventions of the National Assembly should remain our focus. On the fourth year of our tenure, having clocked 3 years on Sunday, I wish all of us a very successful final year. This country can do better.
Meanwhile, the Speaker of the House of Representatives, Femi Gbajabiamila, is unhappy with the performance of members of the lower chamber at the just concluded primaries across political parties. He lamented the failure of many members of the Ninth Assembly to secure return tickets in their various political parties for the 2023 general elections, describing the development as a big loss to the democratic process in Nigeria. He, however, explained that the losses suffered by the members was not because they were rejected by their constituents, but because of the process which the lawmakers foresaw and tried to remedy through the Electoral Act of 2022.
Honorable colleagues, the past 2 months have been dominated by political pursuits across the country as political parties carry out various activities to nominate their candidates for the forthcoming general elections. All of us, members of the House of Representatives, have not been exempt from this process. Unfortunately, as is always the case in electoral contests, some of us who sought the nomination of our parties to return to legislature have not gotten it. Others who sought nomination to contest other positions have also fallen short in that request. Honorable colleagues, it is rather unfortunate that the process went the way it went. I make bold to say here that the legislature has once again suffered losses. The loss really is not for members who lost. It's a loss to democracy, to the institution, and to the country. If it means anything, I know and I am aware that many of our members did not lose their primaries because they were rejected by their constituents. No, far from it. Many of our members lost because of the process which we foresaw in the House of Representatives. The delegate system, which unfortunately is not what a delegate system is supposed to be.
Speaking on the security challenge in the country, the Speaker directed security agencies to identify the perpetrators and sponsors of the Ondo Church attack, assuring that the House will continue the implementation of its activities, including consideration and passage of relevant legislation and other stakeholder engagement and outreach efforts.
Insecurity remains for us a matter of one of the most serious concern. Barely a week ago, a church in Ondo State became the scene of incomprehensible violence when gunmen attacked the congregation in the middle of service on the day of Pentecost. The House demands that the security agencies identify the perpetrators and sponsors of this depraved act, and we will hold their feet to the fire until they do so.
The Parliamentary Staff Association of Nigeria PASSAN of the National Assembly has suspended its strike action. The workers embarked on the strike action last Monday to press home their demands for payment of some allowances, thereby crippling activities at the National Assembly for a week. Addressing the workers at the entrance of the National Assembly on Tuesday, the PASSAN spokesperson Mohammed Usman said they agreed to suspend the strike following some agreements reached with the leadership of the Senate. The workers, however, threatened to resume the industrial action if agreements reached were not implemented by the end of July. The outbreak of monkeypox has continued to raise concerns globally. To this end, the WHO has announced that it would hold an emergency meeting next week to determine whether to classify the global monkeypox outbreak as a public health emergency or of international concern. At a press conference on Tuesday, WHO Director General Tedros Ghebreyesus explained that the outbreak is unusual and concerning. The DG maintained that emergency committee will meet on June 23rd to discuss the designation, which is the highest alarm the UN agency can sound.
So far this year, more than 1,600 confirmed cases and almost 1,500 suspected cases of monkeypox have been reported to WHO from 39 countries, including 7 countries where monkeypox has been detected for years and 32 newly affected countries. So far this year, 72 deaths have been reported from previously affected countries. No deaths have been reported so far from the newly affected countries. Any decision about whether to use vaccines should be made jointly by individuals who may be at risk and their healthcare provider based on an assessment of risks and benefits on a case-by-case basis. It's also essential that vaccines are available equitably wherever needed. To that end, WHO is working closely with our member states and partners to develop a mechanism for fair access to vaccines and treatments. WHO is also working with partners and experts from around the world on changing the name of monkeypox virus, its clades, and the disease it causes. We will make announcements about the new names as soon as possible. The global outbreak of monkeypox is clearly unusual and concerning. It's for that reason that I have decided to convene the emergency committee under the international health regulations next week to assess whether this outbreak represents a public health emergency of international concern.
We'll take a break here, but still to come, UK court rules against federal government in Malabo oil scandal, says Nigeria not defrauded. Details of this story and more right after this break. Welcome back. Now here is a recap of some of our top stories tonight. Amid speculations of an adoption of a Muslim presidential ticket in the All Progressives Congress APC, Governor Hope Uzodinma of Imo State has said the country's constitution does not recognize religion as a factor in the choice of a running mate. Uzodinma was served as co-chairman of the recent APC convention committee, added that the focus should be on uniting the country and providing good governance. We also told you that dignitaries and leaders in the ruling All Progressives Congress APC, including the party's presidential candidate Bola Tinubu, has stormed Ado-Ekiti, the Ekiti state capital, to rally support for the party's candidate Biodun Oyebanji in Saturday's governorship election. The APC mega rally, meant to boost Oyebanji's chances in the election, also has in attendance the party's national chairman, Senator Abdullahi Adamu, APC governors and other critical stakeholders in the party. In case you missed any of our news bulletin or for more updates, do log on to our website on www.tv360nigeria.com. You can also follow us on our social media platforms on Twitter, Instagram, YouTube and Google Plus at TV360 Nigeria. On Facebook, we are TV360 Online. And now to COVID-19 updates. The U.S. federal health officials have said the kid-sized doses of Pfizer's COVID-19 vaccines appear to be safe and effective for children under 5. This signals a key step towards a long-awaited decision to begin vaccinating the youngest American children. as kids under 5 are the only group not yet eligible for COVID-19 vaccination in the United States. The Food and Drug Administration posted its analysis of the Pfizer shot ahead of a Wednesday's meeting where outside experts will vote on whether the shots are ready for the nation's 18 million babies, toddlers and preschoolers. I will take another breather and return with more stories in business. To stay with us.
In the last 3 years, we have built a multi-purpose center, which is the envy of all in our constituency. And I can tell you that the people who are living there are already enjoying it.
Guy, do you think what this man just said is true? See, I seriously doubt. I'm sure it's one of those their silly lies.
And wait, do you know there's a way to find out if these things he's saying is true or not? This is the Construct app. It gives people like us a sure way to track implementation of constituency projects. It gives valid and verified information on location of projects, amounts allocated, amount for.
Welcome back. Simisola Adigun is on standby to bring us up to date on the latest in the world of business. Over to you, Simisola.
Thank you, Shade. Welcome to business. Nigeria has lost its $1.7 billion claim against JP Morgan Chase Bank over the transfer of proceeds from the sale of OPL 245 in 2011. The federal government had sued JP Morgan on the ground of Quenskare duty, alleging that the bank ought to have known that there was corruption and fraud in the transaction, which saw Malabu sell its 100% in OPL 245 to Shell and ENI for $1.1 billion. However, the bank rejected Nigeria's claims, maintaining that all due processes were followed and money laundering checks were done, arguing that allegations of fraud only came up after a new government took over in Nigeria. In the judgment delivered on Tuesday, the Business and Property Court of England and Wales Commercial Court said there was no proof that Nigeria was defrauded in the deal. We'll take a short break here and be back with stock market reports. Bouncing back from the public holiday on Monday, trading on the Nigerian Stock Exchange on Tuesday recorded a loss of 0.16%, with the all-share index closing at 53,114.65 basis points. Market capitalization is set at 28 trillion naira. Tuesday's trading session ended with 9 gainers and 26 losers, landing the market in the bearish territory. Better Glass Company and Chemical and Allied Products PLC lit the losing train with 69 naira 35 kobo. Scaling through the loss to top the gainers list are Len Africa and Suno Assurance PLC, ending with a combined gain of 2 naira 72 kobo. For Tuesday's trading session, a total of 299 million volume of shares valued at 3.099 billion naira were traded in 5,394 deals. World stocks retreated further on Tuesday amid fears of aggressive monetary policy tightening by the central bank and high inflation. As led global stocks, the FTSE went down 0.25%, its lowest level since March 15, extending losses for the 6th straight session. U.S. stocks Dow Jones closed in the bear market at 0.68%. Japan's Nikkei also declined by 1.32% at the close of trading on Tuesday. That's all on stock market reports. Back to you, Folashade.
Many thanks, Simisola, for that update. And away from the stock market review to the foreign scene. In Burkina Faso, 29 more bodies have been found following a massacre by Islamic extremists, raising the death toll to 79. Condemning the attack, the European Union estimated the final toll could reach 100 civilians. The attack is the deadliest since the military seized power in January over frustration at failures to stem Burkina's years-long jihadist insurgency. Meanwhile, Burkina Faso's transitional president, Lieutenant Colonel Paul Henry Damiba, has declared a 72-hour national mourning period for victims of the attack. Well, up next is Entertainment Report on News Now.
Nigerian singer Habib Okikiola, better known as Portable, and his baby mama Feromi have welcomed a baby boy. The singer announced the news on Instagram, where he shared photos and videos of his newborn son. Referring to his baby as Zazu's son, Portable also revealed the child's name as Okpeyemi. In March, the singer and Feromi announced that she was expecting a baby for him as she displayed her baby bump. The singer had earlier revealed that he has two sons from different mothers. With the latest addition, Portable is now a father of 3 boys. Police authorities in Lagos State have reportedly invited popular music artist Damini Ogulu, better known as Burna Boy, for interrogation over the alleged shooting in a club on Wednesday by police escorts assigned to him. The Lagos State Police Commissioner's Special Squad also said it has detained 5 policemen attached to the singer for attempted murder. However, it's been gathered that detectives are working round the clock to trace Burna Boy's whereabouts, who allegedly fled the country immediately after the incident to avoid questioning. And that's all we have on the entertainment segment of News Now.
Away from entertainment and out of sports, former Manchester City captain Vincent Kompany has been appointed as a new manager of Burnley, the Championship club announced on Tuesday. The news comes after Kompany left Anderlecht last month after 3 years as head coach. Anderlecht finished 8th, 4th and 3rd in the Belgian Pro League in Kompany's 3 years at the club. Kompany spent 11 years at Manchester City, winning 4 Premier League titles, 2 FA Cups and 4 League Cups. And that's the size of our news bulletin. Many thanks for watching. I am Folashade Ogurinde. Bye for now.